Thank you for coming to this great event. I've had this opportunity to address you maybe where people could not go out of their homes, but they still wanted to kind of have food. They wanted to have their essentials, groceries, whatever supplied to in the metros and others. There was a huge influx of this kind of apps, the delivery apps, trying to bring in food or groceries to home. So that was kind of the trigger that built a lot of startups in India, and COVID definitely was having good things as well, apart from all the other things that we kind of locked up in the last 2 years or so. So COVID had a tremendous impact in India, not just in the food tech, fintech, but also in the agri-tech, the health tech, whatever you want to call it. All these are things that we kind of will discuss today, compared to all the other countries that you would see. So India has been leading in AI adoption ever since COVID days. So some stats, the artificial intelligence market size has been growing north of 30%. In the last 5 years, it's projected to grow at 33%. The AI expenditure that is there in India, which is again going to almost touch 40% growth by 2025. And because of this compounded effect, you would see the economy also getting added by another 5 billion by next year. So that's the compounded effect of this. Before I go to the next slide, I just want to quickly ask you a question. Do you know how much of percentage of the IT professionals or the knowledge workers use AI in their jobs? Just a guess. Any guesses?
More than 40%. About 60%.
60%? 45%?
80.
80? 70, 80, yeah, I think you're close. So you look at the top chart here, you will see either they use AI tool within their own company or they use external tools. Whatever it may be, almost 92% of the knowledge workers in India use AI as of today, internally or they use it externally. So 8 of them still are not using it, 8%. But if you look at the other countries, even the developed countries like Italy, France, Japan, Poland, Canada, the white quadrant is almost getting bigger. Maybe because it is language, maybe because they don't have the right tools or they don't have the opportunity to use it. So we're kind of leapfrogging in the AI space across the world, at least from a knowledge worker perspective. So that is itself a good sign, because that's going to help us start new entrepreneurial companies, startups, etc. on the AI space. On the adoption of AI across industries, as I said, the trigger is again COVID, but the banking and financial services leads by almost 60%. The pharma and healthcare, again that's close to 50% there. Retail and FMCG is again close to 50. Then the other manufacturing, media and entertainment, transport, all that is again slightly catching up there. But I think we will kind of focus more on the top three, the BNFS, healthcare and retail domains. Okay, so this is again a GoDaddy survey on how the small businesses look at artificial intelligence. So the 94% of small business owners view implementing AI as a key for positive outcomes, primarily because they think that it is going to improve their customer service, they increase efficiency, internal efficiency, as well as improve decision making through data-driven insights. So that's again at the startup level. So any new entrepreneur coming up is definitely looking at building it up with AI. So that's again a good sign. So moving on, let's look at what are the opportunities AI brings to Indian businesses. Of course, we talked about efficiency, which means you're talking about productivity gains. If you can do a task, 100-minute task in, 20 minutes, you kind of really increase in productivity. So if you can increase by 50% or more, then think about how you can increase the top line and bottom line. So they're able to bring in top line efficiency in terms of financials, in terms of revenue, in terms of the profits. So that's again something which you see the large companies like the Infosys of the world. They're already bringing in efficiency brought from a top line and operational perspective and productivity gains. Not only that, this is again going into other industries as well, not just the IT industry or the knowledge industry, but again, you look at it, there are quite a lot of startups which boost the agricultural productivity, quality healthcare, how patients and meet doctors, which doctor to meet, all of that I'll go through that in a bit. And also a lot of educational institutions and the learning people who also want to kind of look at it, employment, they look at it for LinkedIn or whatever it may be. All of them have got AI built in, which is kind of helping them translate their business ideas into reality in downstream. Again, the Indian government has also promised in their budget to bring in 1.2 billion investment into AI space, which means it is kind of translated into some 10,000 GPUs. So that is again the chip which is kind of powering the AI workloads. So if you add 10,000 GPUs to the existing data centers of India, the efficiency of our data processing goes up multi-fold. So you would have heard about NVIDIA, you would have heard about the major chip manufacturing companies of AI, which are able to bring in graphical processing unit. That is the AI chip which kind of looks at AI workloads and translates that into the business. So 10,000 GPUs are something that the India government is trying to add to the computing capacity of India. Last but not least is, this is going to change the consumer experience. As you know, it's already changing in this. So whether you look at personalization, how it is delivering e-commerce to our place, our homes, or how it is kind of bringing healthcare to our homes. All of that is kind of changing, and how you buy insurance, how they track insurance, all of that is changing as we speak. So the personalization and the customer experience is totally different than what it was earlier. So let me kind of move on to what we can start off from very basic. So maybe the workload productivity is something that is very easy for us to take an example. So most of you use Microsoft 365, right? In your desktops or in your laptops or mobiles. So there is a add-on to Microsoft 365 which is called as Copilot. So if you add Copilot into the Microsoft 365, that becomes AI-enabled machine for yourself. So what does this Copilot do? Copilot is basically based on ChatGPT large language model, but it gives you enhanced power in terms of how you look at, if you want to look at drafting a first draft for any of your document, Copilot can kind of help you do that. It can summarize whatever is there in a document. It can give you, the summarization of a meeting. It can give you, it can create presentations. You can analyze data across Excel sheets. All of that from a automated perspective. So you just feed the data, tell them what you want, give the command, and it does it for you. So not only that, it increases collaboration. If you're in a team, you're able to build all this. You're able to pick up data between different teams, and you're able to analyze it across the teams. The entire search and the data and all that you kind of bring in, which happens in a few hours, is now done in a few minutes. So I have a few, I have a working model of that in this. So let me play the video for you. Artificial intelligence. So the 94% of small business owners view implementing AI as a key for positive outcomes, primarily because they think that it is going to improve their customer service, they increase efficiency, internal efficiency, as well as improve decision making through data-driven insights. So that's again at the startup level. So any new entrepreneur coming up is definitely looking at building it up with AI. So that's again a good sign. So moving on, let's look at what are the opportunities AI brings to Indian businesses. Of course, we talked about efficiency, which means you're talking about productivity gains. If you can do a task, 100-minute task in, 20 minutes, you're kind of really increasing productivity. So if you can increase by 50% or more, then think about how you can improve the top line and bottom line. So they're able to bring in top line efficiency in terms of financials, in terms of revenue, in terms of the profits. So that's again something which you would see the large companies like the Infosys, the TCS of the world. They're already bringing in efficiency brought from a top line and operational perspective and productivity gains. Not only that, this is again going into other industries as well, not just the IT industry or the knowledge industry, but again, you look at it, there are quite a lot of startups which boost the agricultural productivity, quality healthcare, how patients and meet doctors, which doctor to meet, all of that. I'll go through that in a bit. And also a lot of educational institutions and the learning people who also want to kind of look at it, employment, they look at it for LinkedIn or whatever it may be. All of them have got AI built in, which is kind of helping them translate their business ideas into reality in downstream. Again, the Indian government has also promised in their budget to bring in 1.2 billion investment into AI space, which means, if you have noticed, it summarized a complete team meeting into a few bullets. It created a presentation for you, given that you give the input to what you want to present, give you a PPT. It analyzed a spreadsheet or a series of spreadsheets data. Third one. The fourth one is it helped you compose an email and send it out to the center, all in a jiffy. So that's the productivity that we're talking about in Copilot for Microsoft 365. So I urge you to start using that if you're not using that. Let's move on to some live things that we're using. So I'm basically a Lenscard customer. So I just bought a few, did the eye check recently, and I wanted to replace my lenses. So I went to Lenscard. Before even I went to Lenscard, I tried out the virtual feature. The virtual feature is basically augmented reality, which is having AI-powered augmented reality. And based on my searches, based on my profile, it gives me recommendations because I'm 48 years old. It gave me a recommendation of what are the specs that suit you. You can do a virtual try-on, and based on this, you can order it online or you can go to a physical store. And the entire the organized sector is only 20%. Still 80% of the opticians are unorganized in India. Among the 20% which is organized, Lenscard is already kind of leading it by 45%. So in the organized sector, it is almost like neck to neck with Tata 9. And because of this, I believe that it's changing the complete model, and they're almost like becoming profitable. They've already crossed 4,000 crores. They're only having like 10 crores loss, but I think all of that, they've got one lens manufacturing which is there in Gurgaon. So any order that you punch in here in any 2,000 physical stores that is sent to Gurgaon, it is again automated there. The lens quality is checked using AI, and they ship it back in a week. And all that is kind of the supply chain, the demand, how the inventory need to be done. All of that is done in AI, and I get it in 1 week, delivered back home. So that's what Lens.
It's basically a logistics software. How does AI come there? What AI plays there?
Yeah, so if you look at what is the store demand, each of us place some orders online or through stores. So AI will help you balance how to look at supply, what is the need here, what are the new demands which are happening, which is the most top selling models. All that is kind of data driven.
The AI will help you get the data. You can use the data out of what is coming from the orders coming. But in what way AI is helping in delivering the products or servicing the clients?
Yeah, so even if you want to kind of look at what are the how you look at it from the inventory perspective, right? So if you have a top selling model in a particular store or in a region, for example, they know that this is the model that they want to ship. And if you're choosing between the Japanese lens versus the German lens, they know which one to procure. And based on the demand, they can procure it. They're in fact adding a manufacturing plant in, I think, Telangana also for lens manufacturing. There again, they're trying to bring in AI as well. So anywhere you see data and it is across the board, they have AI-based chat as well. So you know which store to go, where they have this model, which is the nearby store. All that will kind of guide you. So I mean, it's kind of self-driven. So once you go to the physical store, you know it is there. It's not that you're not going to a store and trying to find out it is not there or not. It's kind of built. You are able to pre-plan your visit much before you hit the physical store. And once you are able to you already know what spec to buy, what is the frame that you want to order, what lens you want to order. Once you are already there, then you just make a purchase because you already made up your mind which one is suiting you. Because it gives you the entire VR of which spec is that you're wearing across like 300 models in a single jiffy. So once you go there, the only thing you're going to do is you may check it up, but the time you spend in the physical store is completely reduced. Maybe you spend 1 hour before. Now you go there, you'll spend maybe a few minutes. You just need to validate that and make a payment and come back. And now they're giving you a free offer like buy one get one or whatever, right? So that's again another bonus for you. So I mean, this is again how AI is changing the landscape. They can bring it in all the other opticians, but 80% of it is unorganized. So which means if Lenscard can take up that 80% market share, the others are going to get killed. That's all I'm saying. Can I move on? Any other questions?
Now, the slides which you show, it is able to create a presentation.
Yes.
Yeah. In that, it picks up which is the most profitable product and all it is picking up in the slide. How does it access the data? Is this AI connected to our base software or
Yeah, so
integrated with the existing software? How to do it?
yeah, so I think all the customer data or whatever data that you have from an inventory perspective, all that is part of a data lake. So when you query it using data lake, it goes through what is called as a large language models. So it is able to translate a question or a voice or speech, whatever, into things which can work on through a data. So it is already pre-programmed for that.
So for example, if I am using Tally and if I ask Copilot, which is the most profitable product of my company, then will it be able to access the data and give a result?
Yeah, so it should be tagged to the product. So if you have data in Tally, you definitely need to have Copilot for Tally or equivalent of Copilot for Tally. So then it can talk to the, because it is a large language model. The large language model is able to study the data, give you all what you want because it's got an algorithm for studying the data. That's how it happens. So Copilot for Microsoft 365, it is a large language model. It is able to go through all your virtual drives, physical drives of the PC and look at what data you pinpoint, even in SharePoint, and say, hey, this is the data, analyze data for me, so I give a command. So it is already pre-programmed. It is just that I'm not giving a low language command. It is only like at a human intervention we are trying to do. So that is the only difference between programmed and what is AI. So it is still programming. We are still trying to do predefined tasks, but it is at a human level. So that is a big difference because anybody can now go and do all these tasks. They don't need to understand programming. They don't need to know what language is. All of that is abstract.
Somebody has backed and Tally like this, what we are told, they can
Of course.
use it.
Yes. There are a lot of other softwares like Zoho has got softwares, other vendors who are already AI enabled. So if you can bring the data into this, all of what we can check is done. Please, yeah.
Lenscard like very huge big company, pan India. In the software, they must have spent so many crores, tens of crores spent money. But in your person, small, medium enterprise, for 50 to 500 people work on organization. So even the companies, include existing software, AI is where all we can productivity increase. So like, how do we start? How do we bring in AI in our area?
Yeah, I have a slide on that. I'll give you some examples. I'm going through a series of industry examples so that you get an idea of where it is used, and you will know it better in your own business than anybody else. So let me take you through a few examples. I have a couple of slides on that. What is the process that you can do to enable AI in your own business as well? I'll take you through that. So this is again.
But now Tally gives that tagging possibility of AI.
I'm not sure about Tally, but the Zoho gives you. There are other vendors who give you. I have a list of that if you want, but I'm not sure about Tally. I have not checked it out. All the SaaS vendors now are able to enable AI in it. So SaaS is no more just SaaS. SaaS is again AI built in with SaaS. Maybe I'll quickly go to the next one. This is Zepto. Zepto is again, fundamentally changed the way in which they deliver product because they try to say that I deliver it in 10 minutes. So that is their SLA. in 10 minutes I can deliver, which means I need to have dark stores in areas which is like within 3 kilometers, and I should be able to plan dark stores where I have inventory so that I can deliver it in 10 minutes. So AI algorithms are able to help based on the demands or requests coming from customers. They know where to place dark stores. That is the key highlight of this. So between Zepto and other vendors, because they are able to place dark stores in correct areas within 3 kilometer radius, they can deliver in 10 minutes. So AI has helped them do that.
Sorry. Can we say that AI is more of a data using the data to make decisions?
Absolutely. So you are able to churn large volumes of data, but when you are able to give an instruction in human form, AI translates that and works that algorithm to give you the decision. So you are able to give a command and then get a decision. The underlying layers are kind of totally abstracted for AI. So that is the beauty of it. So Zepto, of course, it has got all the route optimization, you can talk about demand prediction, all that, but fundamentally how they are able to give a 10-minute delivery is because they are able to plan new dark stores in new areas wherever they go. So they have started with just Delhi or somewhere, but then once they started moving from one area in Delhi, they captured all over Delhi. Then they went into other metros. They did the same thing. Same app, same AI, same thing in different locations. So if they are in Araspuram or something and they have it covering a 3 kilometer radius, they will be able to give you a 10-minute delivery. So the dark stores is the fundamental game changer, and they have to use AI because they need to look at what is the inventory there. So now if the inventory is running out, they should know which ones is on demand, which one need to be stocked, which one need to be done. So all the supply chain is integrated, how they move things from the dark store to the location or from the supplier to the dark store. All that is again done by AI. Okay, so this is again another one. ACO General Insurance. It is an insurance company. It gives you vehicle insurance, general insurance, health insurance, all of that. Recently, I saw that you can just go and buy insurance today and go and in the hospitalized tomorrow. So it's almost like you don't have that 3 month or 1 year waiting period or all that. And they are able to give you not just 80%, they can give you 100% full reimbursement. So that is something which they have started here. So it is personalized insurance plans. Of course, it may be slightly costlier from a premium perspective, but very fast claim response because they are using algorithms to look at claim processing. It is not a human at the end of the day trying to decide whether you want to put this claim or not, because they always said I'll give you 100%. So as well as use algorithms for claim processing. Of course, they can detect fraud detection if the data is not in the right form and all that. They can detect fraud. They have pricing optimization. They can predict how demand is coming or how many claims are coming, why it is coming. All that can be predicted, and they give you customer insights. So which means in the next cycle they can increase or decrease your premium based on what you have done or you have not utilized the service. So that's again something which is gaining momentum in this current state. Yeah, please.
My friend asked a question.
Yes.
Because AI is basically a data-driven, he's asking whether for our kind of businesses, data is available for purchase. For big corporations, data is available. For a small SMEs.
Yeah, any data, right? I'll give you a very basic thing of a store where you're trying to buy or sell, any goods and services. So you will definitely have some data. It may be in physical format. You may have a accounting book and things like that. Once it is digitized, that's all it is, data. So let's go to something which is even more interesting from an investment standpoint. Grow is now, I think it's beating Zerodha in terms of the number of customers now. So any personalized investment advisory, robo advisory, recommendations, portfolio management, risk analysis, fraud detection, automation of SIPs, all of that is now done in Grow using AI-based algorithms. So it is now, I think, number one I recently saw that this platform is now number one across the board, and they are using AI-based things for most of what they are doing. So if you want to look at what is the market saying about a particular company, they have data because they have large language models which connect the large data in the market and say this is their competitor, this is how they are doing, this is your EPS, this is how strong they are in a particular segment, etc., and help you give recommendations to say how you want to take a decision for an investment decision as well. And your complete portfolio, your risk management, fraud detection, all of that is again done within the platform itself. Okay, I don't want to spend much time, but I think all the banks that you have, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Kotak, all of those guys have AI built in because they start up with this chatbot, virtual assistant or whatever. But then, once you kind of start chatting with the bot and you give more data, it's going to help you. What are the services that you can avail? What is that is permissible for you? What is personalized for you? What is the banking services that you need at this point of time? Whether you want loan, whether you want to look at investment. So again, it has got a complete list of services that you can avail across the board. So I think just one of the examples, but I'm sure the same is for SDFCs and others. So that's again just another example from our perspective. Again, why I want to kind of bring in Big Basket is again it brings in a lot of personalization into the scheme. So once you start buying, they know your buying behavior. So then they kind of recommend almost the same product when it is discounted. So you can have alerts for that, bring that personalization into what products you want to buy. For example, you're buying a particular shampoo every month and it is discounted, it gives you that alert and you'll be able to pick up the same shampoo brand next time as well. So again, these guys are copied from Zepto. They are also going for dark stores and 10-minute delivery, etc. Though it may be 15 minutes in some areas, 10 minutes in some, but I think they're kind of almost done what Zepto has done. Okay, I think this is again a very important app because this is again cross hospital. Each hospital has got their own app, the virtual doctor app. But Prato has been across the board. You will see, agnostic hospitals connected, agnostic doctors, private, who are working in private, who are personal. All of those doctors are connected. So if you want to consult a doctor virtually, you can do that. I've been using it for 5 years, and every time I've always been able to track the right doctor wherever it is. I have a Bangalore doctor for skin. I have a Chennai doctor for something else. You can still do that. Once you kind of know where to connect, they're able to zoom in and give you the right kind of doctors. You can select the doctors top 3 or so based on a point score for the doctor based on the experience and all of that. And they give you upfront what is that they're going to charge, what are their experiences, where they have worked, all of the profiles are already there. So once you click the doctor, he is able to ping you back on WhatsApp and gives you a WhatsApp call. And you can chat with them, you can tell your problem, all that is recorded. And if there are minor issues, then he is going to prescribe something very minor. If he wants to get reports for you, he'll ask you to upload the reports there. He will check the reports and he'll give you based on the reports as well. So I've done all of that. Even I think you can just zoom in if you have a skin problem. I've zoomed it on my skin and it's kind of detected the skin and all that. So a very, very useful app. And they're again bringing up a lot of other pharma, other things where you can buy medicine online with the same recommendation. And the prescriptions are fed into the pharma and you can buy medicine. All that future things are also coming in. Yes, please.
Regarding this app, will the prescription one it will be valid in the medical store? What's the prescription the doctor?
Yes. Yeah, they are giving you in digital format only. It is signed by the doctor. You can take a printout or show it there as well. Or you can upload it in other pharma things and it is valid. Yeah, pharmacy. So it is just that it is in digital form, nothing else. But the whole thing is validated because it's not like a police doctor is coming and telling you anything. It's a human.
Medical store recognize all this.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I think this is somebody I think was interested in the furniture side of things. So Pepperfry, they have again AI-based chatbot. They are able to integrate AI with virtual reality, which means if a furniture need to fit into your room, they can zoom in to your room and give you an AR-based reality, virtual reality inside your home using AI. So it kind of takes the dimensions of the room, converts that into what is there in the imagery from a furniture perspective, and places the furniture in one of the corners that you have. So you know whether it's fitting or not. So quite a lot of furniture companies now which have come online, they have this feature. Of course, it give you supply chain optimization, voice analytics, all of that. So I'm also a typical customer of Pepperfry for the last few years. I want to touch upon Servom.ai. Servom.ai is giving you AI for legal requirements for the advocates who are trying to put together a case sheet or trying to put together a contract, whatever it may be. It has got its own large language model, which is based out of India. It is a company based out of Bangalore as well. And any sort of contract management, automation, they're able to produce a contract first draft in 2 minutes because they have that large language model. So you just need to replace who's the contract supplier or etc., the names and addresses, and it'll give you a contract in 2 minutes. So I have a demo for that as well. So let me play that for you. That is Servom for you. So this is the first draft will be sent out to you in a few minutes if that's how it want to be worked out. But of course you need to finalize it. That's another.
It's a paid version.
It is a paid version, yes.
Servom on the English மட்டுமா other languages?
They are coming up with multi language model because that is another model. So they'll start off with English, but once you have other languages, they need to add new language models there as well. So that is another step there, but I think they'll certainly get there. Okay, ARB Ladder is again something very similar to Pepperfry. I think they have some they're like connected with Reliance and all that, but again the AR VR integration, product design, you can feedback designs for how you want to design your next gen furniture based on your inputs. It can help you virtually design the furniture as well, apart from just buying it for you or checking whether it fits into your room or corner of your room, etc. So that's another one. Okay, so I think I have a couple of our ladies here, so I don't want to skip that. This is again, Nykaa is a listed company here, and most of our spouses will be using one product or the other. So they were a billion company sometime back. I don't know whether they're still maintaining that status, but Nykaa is using virtual try-on. They have AI chatbots. They use the search to look at what products they can kind of advertise to their users, etc. So I have an ad for you there as well. So that's Standard.
Let us ask Conva about do's and don'ts on skin today. Is it good to use lemon on face?
It's not recommended to use lemon directly on the face as it can be harsh and cause skin irritation.
Okay. I have dry hair, so I apply coconut oil. But does it increase pimple on my face?
Applying coconut oil on dry hair may not directly cause an increase in pimples on the face.
Is honey good for oily skin also?
Honey is known for its antibacterial properties and can be beneficial for oily skin.
Cool. Nice.
The ladies know the answers better than us. So. Okay, at home I think Ola is more now become famous for the EV vehicles which are kind of bursting, but I think before even they had all this bad news, they had this good news as well, which was again an India-based app which is able to match the rider with the pricing and the routing, give you an optimized price, give you the safety enhancements. It also has got a multi-Indian language model as well. So that was again, you can just speak and it'll give you the best ride and the price and the best route. So Ola, start off here, but again, then they went into manufacturing of EV, two-wheelers, etc. Urban company, anybody uses it? This was something very popular, I believe, even to do a haircut, we couldn't go down during the COVID time. So they used to do electricians, plumbers, AC mechanics, you name it, a haircut, a massage, all of that is something which, this is based on that. So again, dynamic pricing based on the hour of the day. Morning it is slightly costly, maybe evening is slightly less. Task assigned, scheduled, who to come, when is he coming, whether it's on the way. All of this is tracked, paid online, and it's again AI based on the customer demand, preferences, and price adjustments. Bharat Matrimony. Nobody knew Bharat Matrimony was using AI. So this gives you a personalized match for a bride or the groom. So if you are in this particular religion and you are in this particular caste or subcaste, it gives you potential grooms, and you kind of narrow down the search based on the search criteria that you have. So you don't have to spend so much time. So if you want, it's based on some background of qualification, the subcaste, whatever it may be, personalizes search. Of course, you have chatbots and other customer support to make things going forward. It can detect fraud detection, because if you are just posting some random picture and it is really not an authentic picture, it can detect. AI can detect that. It can do all the image and profile analysis, sentimental analysis. They also have, which is a paid version as well, and they have some elite matrimony. Physically, you can come and reserve and all that. So it uses AI as well. So they are also trying to do the complete marriage event management as well, where the mandap is, all that. So that's again, the next version of Bharat Matrimony, mandap.com, all that. So they are in that. LinkedIn. I think most of the profiles will be in LinkedIn. LinkedIn is now, if you want to generate content on LinkedIn, you just need to use AI. It can generate content for you. It can help you write your profile. It will help you put the right things. If you are able to feed what your qualifications are, what your background is, it will completely write your own profile, and not just connect a network within your peer group, but help you with your job matching, recruitment, learning and development, etc. So LinkedIn is again very powerful in India. MakeMyTrip. I don't know if anybody of you use this, but I've used it a few times. When you travel, you will have to have personalized recommendations. Where are you going? How many days you're going? So if you can kind of give that input to the AI bot, chatbot, it gives you, you're going to London for 5 days. These are the places that you want to visit. This is how you want to spend. You can stay in this place. This is what the airline tickets are going to cost. Gives you a complete rundown of your complete travel itinerary. What are the costs? What options you have? Where you want to go? It help you customize it based on the needs that you have. Voice-based assistance, dynamic pricing, all that. Delivery is again a listed company. I just wanted to bring it to you because you can send anything like a parcel or anything couriered from India to anywhere in the world. So Deliveries is again using AI for adding the accuracy of deliveries for global one. It is also optimizing the location intelligence, giving you speed and cost compliance. So I think this is one of the cheapest ones if you want to look at sending packets abroad as well. So the other ones which the big players are DHLs and others maybe charging a bomb, but delivery is again much cheaper because they are using AI underneath that. Dyatra, I'm sure I used it yesterday. It took me 10 minutes to check in, including the ones that you remove your clothes and kind of check in. So it was done at Jiffy. I think it is a great tool. And the irony is there are a lot of people who are educated. They still have got this paper and things, but they don't use the app. So they are in the queue. But whereas if you are able to just scan it on Dyatra, you can just walk in just a few seconds. That's a great innovation from the travel perspective. They're also adding multi AI chat assistants as well as we speak. So that's again going to change the whole thing. IRCTC, they started off with Disa. Disa is again an AI tool. So based on a chat-based experience, you can book tickets on Disa. This is a new one, and they're also coming up with voice-enabled UPI payments. So you don't have to type in all that thing. You can just through voice you can make the payment also. So that's again something that they say introduced in August. AI-based cameras, that is also there. So they can detect. You don't need the police to kind of verify and all that. So they're able to detect the face and the license plate and whose car, all that, and automatically send licenses or fines or whatever. So that's already there. Lenscard. Lenscard is a company which is able to privately lend to other customers. It is a meeting point of lenders and people who want to get loan. But the whole algorithm is once you feed in your Aadhaar and bank details, you can get a loan, and it is not based on the collateral, but it is based on the cash flow. So that is kind of changing the way lending is happening. So it keeps track of what is happening on a regular basis from an account perspective. So based on that, your loans which you want to sanction, bigger amounts or so, is based on that data. The capacity to repay back and how you want to look at it is all based on cash flow. If you are able to expand on that, they give you more loans. If you're not able to, then obviously this one. So it's again AI driven here.
Excuse me, I'm just curious, how do they collect?
This is all done online. UPI. Yeah, it's dispersed through UPI, collected through UPI.
Bad debts and other things?
Yeah, bad debts are there in certain cases, but then they kind of reduce the loan amount, or they're able to bring in those controls in. So they will not be given further loan and that. So their civil score goes for toss. So all this is again not based on a collateral. You don't have to give them your plot now.
So what is the range they operate?
Yeah, it is MSME loans, like it could be 10,000, 25,000, 50,000, 2 lakhs, etc. So that's kind of the typical way. Then they can go based on their credibility. They can grow from there. They start off with small amounts.
They tie up with companies, or they directly lend?
They are now tied up with banks, and other quasi NBFCs, whatever you call it. So they have an ecosystem of that, which is again based on that. But it's again quasi lending, but they are not come into private lending yet. So that's the next wave. So once this kind of is becoming a norm, anybody can lend to anybody based on the credibility and things. So it's already there in China. We are just maybe 5 years behind. Okay, so I'll quickly touch upon Kroppen. Kroppen is agri-tech. Gone are the days where you looked at the sky and sold the seas. Now they're looking at an app on a mobile, looking at what is the climate, how much moisture is there, what is the current crop that need to be cultivated. It is all based on AI model, and it is able to reduce the water that you want to pour because of the content, moisture content. It calculates all that and says, today you need to irrigate, today you don't need to irrigate next week. All of that data is available on an app. Cropit is the leading provider for agri-tech. So I have a small demo there. Let me run it quick.
Due to global climate change, the planet is experiencing extreme and unpredictable.
Okay, so I have a couple of more slides. I think I've got 5 more minutes. I think I'll have to finish it. So, what is the future of AI? It's a general question, not just for India, but where we are currently, the current AI is called as narrow AI. We are just scratching the surface. We're not there yet. There is something called as AGI, the artificial general intelligence, which is complete form of human intelligence that we could harness. What we have is just still programmed. It is not completely based on human intelligence. That's the next stage. Then there is super intelligence, which kind of is the sigma of all the human brains put together, or even beyond that. So that is still being worked out. The OpenAI forum is also working on super intelligence, and that is unfathomable because it's going beyond human intelligence. So that's what you see in the future. But before that, I have a couple of slides. So let me kind of take a typical case study which one of our members asked. I have a business. It's a small retail shop selling clothes and accessories across India. I have a challenge in terms of overstocking or understocking the products due to poor demand forecasting, high customer churn due to lack of personalized shopping experience. How do I solve it? So AI solves it in 5 different ways. So one is like demand forecasting. So the overstocked or understocked products affect the revenue. So which means I need to bring in AI. It could be like a Google Cloud AI or a Zoho Analytics, whatever the tool that you want to look at, to analyze past sales data and seasonal trends and local events to predict future demand accurately. So which means the result is an improved inventory planning and reduced weightage and better sales turnover. So that's the first AI solution. The second one is we can bring in personalized customer experience, which means if there is a high churn due to generic shopping experience or anything like that, you can use AI-powered recommendations engines, which could provide personalized product suggestions based on browsing history, purchase history, all of that. And that kind of increases the customer retention and higher average purchase value. Then the third one is in terms of automated customer support, which means if you have a lot of handling problems in terms of frequent customer queries about orders, returns, promotions, etc., you can employ a chatbot there. It could be it could be a simple WhatsApp as well with AI added to it. So you will have 24/7 customer support. You will have reduced workload for all this staff for all this customer dissatisfaction problem, because you are anyway getting that live from data. And the fourth one is in terms of dynamic pricing. So if you have difficulty in staying competitive with changing market conditions, use something called as AI tool, which is price effects or something, which will analyze competitors' prices, market demands, customer presence, etc., and adjust prices variably based on the competitiveness in the market. That is also an AI-based thing. Last but not the least is the inventory. Inventory is again, if you have inventory which is manually tracked or it is prone to errors or whatever, you can adopt an AI-based inventory management tool. Again, you have it in Unicommerce and others, which will help you bring in real-time and automated reorders and reduce the stockouts and improve operational efficiency. So I think once you start putting in these tools, the initial tool may take 1 or 2 months, but the next tool may be another 2 months. But within 6 months or so, you will see the complete transformation of your own business. All the problem statements that we had, the challenges that you had, you will have solutions to all of those challenges. So that's how you can start off with that. So this should be my last slide. So how do I adopt AI for an existing SMB in India? So there are 10 steps I am trying to bring in. One is like you need to have a clear understanding of your business and look at what are the areas of your business where AI can add value, which means if you have a customer service, if you have inventory management, if you have marketing operations, all that are things which are kind of low-hanging fruits that you can kind of start looking at to put in AI features there. Then look at your readiness, which means you should have some data. you will have some sufficient clean data, which AI always relies on a few quality data, and then you can start building the data sets based on the implementation of the tool, etc. So you can always start small, leverage a lot of AI platforms that are there, like Google or so or whatever, and start small, but again kind of start using them and then start growing the data. Look into one use case, but then move to other linked up use case. Like you may start with marketing, then you go to customer service, accounting, HR, etc. Of course, you have to partner with a lot of these platform providers, which are again AI platform providers like Disa.ai, etc. The employees need to be trained in AI. That's again a very important thing, because if they don't have the skills to look at data analytics or how to take decisions from AI, then you definitely need to train them on AI. Then looking at automating all the back-end jobs, which are again repetitive in nature. So if you can bring down those repetitive tasks by just a click of a button, then that's again something that you can kind of help in terms of increasing productivity in the backend. Look at adopting industry-specific solutions, which means if you have a retail sort of a business, try to look at personalized recommendations. If you have a healthcare, look at how you want to look at scheduling appointments. Those are things which are personal follow-ups, etc. You can also look at what government is looking at for the startup ecosystem. So you have NASSCOMs, the FICCIs, CINE, etc. Also giving a lot of this inputs for the SMEs recommend. There is this IT Act called the IT Act 2000, which gives you how to look at ethical use of AI, which is like it is a consultative use of how you look at data privacy, security, and compliance, etc. So that is very important to look at ethical use of AI. And once you have all of this, you should be able to regularly evaluate the use cases, fine-tune them, scale them, then make it all across the board. So I think that's in a nutshell how you want to transform your existing business. So I will leave you with some challenges here, but I think AI is not just a tool. It is a transformative force reshaping India's business landscape. As entrepreneurs, leaders, and innovators, it is imperative to harness this shift responsibility to foster an inclusive and effective and sustainable future of India. The Zero Hour founder has scored. And then our own Sundar Pichai from Google says that AI is one of the most important things humanity is working on. It is more profound than electricity or fire. Let's ensure we use it wisely to light up India's path of success. With this, I want to thank you for your patient listening, and we can always connect offline and discuss the questions. Thank you very much.